Well, folks, it's been, wow, 3 months since we ended the 10th season of SKL, and I think we can all collectively say that we were all burnt out by the time that we got to the end of that. So, you know, we're back, having been refreshed, and Steve, I think even you can attest to this. With the way the summer was, there was no way we were going to be coming back any earlier, because July and August, folks, it was like being in a furnace.
And one point in reference, on the hottest day of the year, it was hotter in the UK than in some parts of Africa.
Yep.
That's how bad it was.
Yep.
Shit.
Don't know what to tell you, folks. It was just that bad.
Oh, wow.
It is the crazy decade of the 2020s.
Yep. The only thing that made sense and kept our sanity this year, first off, the Batman, and we went back to the danger zone with Top Gun.
I think it's still playing at my cinema in a single show.
They are. It's still playing, because here's the rule of thumb, folks. If the movie continues to make money, it'll stay in theaters. That's how it works. That's why, going back on a little story time here, when I had my birthday back in 2005, my brother and I went to do double whammy at the movies. I went to go watch War of the Worlds. He went to go watch Star Wars Episode 3. Episode 3 had been out in the theaters for 3 months by that point. But, rule of thumb, it takes money, it stays in. And then in the afternoon, we watched our second viewing of Batman Begins. I don't know what it is about Begins, but compared to the 2 sequels, even though Begins is technical, it does follow a very simple story of parents murdered, looks to find the means to seek revenge and retribution, and just goes about his quest to rid Gotham of crime and what have you. And like I say, I think Begins works to this day because it's not overcomplicated and it's not so long as The Dark Knight and its concluding sequel, The Dark Knight Rises, which, you know, I've gone on record so many times. If that movie had been shaved down maybe 15 to 25 minutes, it would have smoothened the run times, because I feel like there's some parts you probably could take out and it wouldn't hurt the movie. If anything, it'd make it better. But say that again, dude.
And me, I thought the 3 hours worked, even though like the last bit was pretty underwhelming. Even though the fight scene stuff was pretty good. I could have did something a little bit different. But still, I like you with Dark Knight Rises. I still love Batman. For me, it's still unbeatable when it comes to superhero movies, in my honest opinion.
Okay. Well, we're going from one franchise to another, and according to James Bond producers, Daniel Craig lived to regret playing 007, and we're going to begin the opening topic with a roast.
Oh
no! Okay, continue.
James Bond producers Daniel Craig lived to regret playing 007. Right, let me stretch my roasting muscles. Well, ain't that funny? Over time, we regretted seeing this dull, boring, uninspired display that really made Bond look like a cardboard copy of Jason Bourne. The only difference is that Matt Damon actually had natural charisma, whereas Craig seemed to respond to charisma like it was an allergic reaction, and then continued to be a stoic that it's so lifeless that it'd make Christian Bale's Batman look like Jim Carrey's Riddler. That in its own right is both intriguing and downright disturbing. Hey Alfred, riddle me this! Master Wayne, yes?
Making me uncomfortable, sir.
The article goes on to mention that Robert Downey Jr. went on to play Tony Stark for a decade before bowing out in Endgame. The differences between the two is that RDJ was a natural at being Mr. Stark, and we couldn't get enough of his snarky wit in each movie, and were heartbroken when he laid down on the wire in Endgame. When Craig's Bond died in No Time to Die, we were glad he was gone. When you make people miss George Lazenby, to quote Madam President, you done goofed.
Exactly.
I apologise for nothing. Raiden, begin the roasting.
Well, okay. Personally, I don't have the same vitriol that you have with Spock with Daniel Craig Bond, but I do understand the hatred because, I mean, no disrespect to Daniel Craig as an actor, I think he's a really great actor. Like,
Oh yeah.
But I don't understand how you have studios make him just so monotone, sardonic, Like, how do you go from Pierce Brosnan to Daniel Craig? Once again, no disrespect.
I don't get it. I don't want to get it.
I mean, okay. I will admit, I have seen a couple of the Daniel Craig saga of 007 movies. I thought Quantum of Solace was okay, even though it was just like get done with the action scenes, so I don't have to hear him talk. And a little bit of Skyfall was okay.
Mm.
And then the rest, I didn't know. All I know was Batista was a henchman in the movie after Skyfall, and after that, Spectre, thank you. And I hear Rami Malek was trying to be Blofeld or something like that. I don't know. I was just waiting till the franchise to end, and I respect Daniel Craig for saying, "Hey, I regret doing this." It's not on him; it's on the studios who. Also, you killed off M. Why would you do that? Why?
Yeah.
Yeah, why you do that?
I love Judi Dench as an M. She was great. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
I know.
It's great to not be involved with the franchise like I used to after a really fun movie in Die Another Day with Chris Brosnan and Halle Berry. That's all I gotta say.
Mm-hmm.
And the way I close it off is like, I respect that he regrets it, and I'm glad he's moving on. For me, I'm just hoping this new storyline is dead. I don't think, no disrespect to the actress who's, I forgot what her name is, but I think she was another agent. But we do not want to see a female 007.
No.
Like, that's pandering. Like, screw it. Just appreciate change and give my man Idris Elba the role of 007.
Yes,
The guy
please.
is suave already. I don't think he needs, even though he is British, I don't think he needs an accent. He's already good at what he does. I mean, early this year we saw him Knuckles, and
I was gonna say
it may felt like it was a very serious, but especially with his performance when he was working with Eggman, it was like ... Like, I don't know. He makes the performance pretty funny, especially the ending. So I think with this you can do something different instead of just the same one. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sir Stephen?
I I have to agree with you here, but I I was okay with Casino, but gradually the writing of the series just continued to go downhill, and I think that's mainly due to the cultural climate that we're living in. By the time No Time to Die came around, I just didn't care, and I didn't like the direction that they were going with it. And I don't blame Daniel Craig necessarily for the blandness that he may have portrayed in the character. It's just, it might have been a combination of the writing and the directing for the character. Because an actor may be able to give a great performance, but only if they're given the right material and the right direction.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
What? And I just feel that they didn't give him enough great material to work with. And that's what really hurt his involvement in the Bond movies. That's all I have to say.
Okay. Ruby's in the chat saying the volumes... hang on. Let me bring the Discord volume up. Ruby, how's that now? We'll get mad... yeah, that's... yeah, Liz is actually a lot louder now, so, okay. Right.
My apologies. It might be my mic. My headset might be a little loud.
No, it's because I'm controlling the volume output to... Yeah, okay. Alright, so it was the Discord volume. Okay. Alright. Madam President, your closing arguments with regards to Craig regretting playing Bond.
I feel like, yeah, he gets a bad rap because, honestly, he's an amazing actor. If you look at him in Knives Out, he actually gets to, like, really chew the scenery in that series. He's amazing in that, and, again, I don't blame the actor, I blame the writing. The writing is always what's, like, the detriment sometimes to actors, where it's like, you could give out the best performance, but if the writing's not good, you have a problem there. It's just, I don't blame him for that. Again, it's the writing, not him. So I gotta say, it's like, I'm not mad at him for saying that because it's the truth. It's not the actor, it's the writing. That's the problem there. You can be the greatest actor in the world, but if the writing isn't up to snuff, you don't have anything to go back on. You're just relying on a performance, and it's like, that's kind of what hurts an actor sometimes. So
Yeah.
I don't blame him for that. I think it goes anything with any media, as long as if the gameplay is in a video game is good, it's fine. Just like if the story doesn't make any sense, you have a problem there. Again, I don't blame him for that. It's like, I'm not saying it. Daniel Craig has no fault in what happened. It's just the writing wasn't there. We're just trying too hard to be one of the Bourne movies, and it's like, James Bond is not Jason Bourne. There's a big difference. Just, I don't know.
No, I'd have to agree with that. Moving from one classic franchise to another, like last year, around this time, a certain TV franchise got to another milestone. This year, oh boy, Knight Rider tomorrow turns 40.
Wow.
1982, such a simpler, more innocent time. People weren't offended left, right, and center over anything and everything, and back when entertainment was focused more on telling a good story rather than pushing an agenda or product placement. See, people, this is why Top Gun Maverick was the top earner this year.
Ooh.
I know what I said, and I don't care. Glenn Larson, whose credentials include Battlestar Galactica, BJ and the Bear, and The Fall Guy, had one last contractual obligation to Universal Studios and was asked to create a series based on the episode from BJ and the Bear. about a computerized car. What we got with Night of the Phoenix, as it became known as in syndication much later, is the story of a modern Lone Ranger. An unknown man and his partner looking to right the wrongs of criminals who operate above the law. Among the hopefuls that would have been Michael Knight was Don Johnson, who later got prominently known as Sonny Crockett in the equally iconic Miami Vice. What won David Hasselhoff his slot to become Michael Knight was adding the personal touch that other auditions were lacking. At the end of his audition, he patted Kit on the door saying, "Good job, buddy. That won Glenn over." He said, "That's what we're looking for." And then you have the iconic third generation 1982 Pontiac Firebird Trans Am, because Firebird was the base model, Trans Am was the upgrade package, as the Knight Industries 2000, KITT for easy reference, kit if you prefer. What kid and bigger kid in the 80s that didn't want this in their driveway? I know I did. Kit in a lot of ways was predicting car tech way back in the science fiction 80s with having display monitors, Bluetooth, and even predicting the Tesla with self-drive. Alright, maybe not necessarily in the same way as Kit would be, but it's getting there. Now, if they could put that tech into an 82 Trans Am, that'd be great. And I'm sure there's somebody out there already that's already working out the math to do this. By the way, if you're that guy doing it out there, let's exchange numbers and, because we need to do stuff, because I want a self-driving Kit. The pilot is not without its warts. There are edit errors where Michael is switching between whether it's his left or right shoulder that got shot. This is because of the different footage from the 20-minute presentation and the finalized version that they shot, which they managed to put together 30 minutes before the pilot aired on September 26, 1982 on NBC. Some elements wouldn't fly today. Maggie, played by Pamela Susan Shoop, who had also been seen in the Incredible Hulk episode The Hulk Breaks Las Vegas, is first seen as a waitress in the Rising Sun bar, sporting a bikini and a hulu skirt. Yeah, that wouldn't fly today. No.
Nope.
The thing that made this show work is three elements: heart, humor, and action, and that one man made a difference. It's probably why I relate to the character of Michael Knight. Yeah, he was cocky, machismo, and had bravado, but this was the 80s. What were you expecting? But at his core, he'd move mountains to stand up for the little guy and the show would teach the right lessons without it feeling forced. One man can make a difference. All these years later, I still believe it. Anyone want to say anything with regards to Knight Rider at 40, or do you feel like you'd just be repeating what you've said down the years on this show?
I'm not gonna lie, I would feel like I'd be repeating myself, so I'll leave that where it is.
Fair enough. Stephen, do you feel the same?
Yeah, not really too familiar with Knight Rider to know that much about the show, but from what you've told me in the past, and from some of the clips I've seen, very respectable clip.
And to our own Knight, the Knight of the Raiden, similar thoughts?
Like I said, I didn't really know about Knight Rider until I heard a I think I mentioned this before. My introduction to Knight Rider was thanks to hip hop and Busta Rhymes when he sampled the song in Fired Up. So
yep.
I didn't know about Knight Rider until like this is gonna sound weird. Robot Chicken.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, that.
So yeah, and since then, I've grown to appreciate it, especially when Comedy Central did their roast of David Hasselhoff and Kit made an appearance.
Ain't it funny how that comedy roast also featured Hulk Hogan? I'm like, sir, considering some of the things you've done in recent years, should you really be roasting?
Hulk Hogan is a roast.
And,
Literally.
and there's only waiting in the wings, biding my time. Yes. And there's Steve like, it's like, and there's Steve walking by, Odie, are you okay? Plotting revenge. Yes. And then Liz like, hey honey, I'm getting Domino's. Ooh, Domino's. Lesson learned, folks. A way through to a man's heart is through his stomach. And in some other cases with only subs and bits.
Subs and bits always help too.
Alright. Right. I think now is the time to start the first of 4 movie preview reviews.
Oh boy.
Ruby.
Numero cuatro.
Rube said, Kit was predicting car tech in the 80s. Hey Kit, what are your predictions for 2030 car tech? Not that Kit. She is Kitsune. I'm referring to the Night Industries 2000.
Well, I do predict we're all gonna get electric cars. Because where's my damn electric car, Bruce?
Yeah, Bruce. Taco screen to get this reference.
Okay. Your choices will be one of the first 2 mystery reviews, or do you want to rip the band-aid off and start the last 2 Terminator reviews?
Well, better get the bad stuff out of the way.
I'll say rip it up. I'll say rip it.
All right then.
Rip off the band-aid.
In that case.
Oh, here we go.
Oh shit! I've put the wrong one in. Excuse me. One sec. Wrong one.
Oopsies.
Yeah. Hang on. Okay. Let me.
Oh no, not this one.
I know, girl.
So we're doing Genesis first.
Yeah, you gotta do it in order, man.
We're doing
you're right.
Oh yeah.
You're right.
Let me put this in the chat on Twitch so that people watching will. Because here's the thing, I'm not 100% sure how the. Because I know Double Toasted have movie clips in their streams, but I don't know if it applies the same to streaming something that's a transformative piece of work, which is why I'm putting the link there just to be on the safe side, because you never know.
Oh, don't worry. Wait till we get big and we can show this with a fair use thing.
Okay. I am at 0.
I'm at 0.
So am I.
Same.
3, 2, 1, begin.
Oh, I like the retrospective.
Yeah.
Years already?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
What can I say? This movie is a mixed bag. The most redeeming element is the war being shown
Yeah.
at the start of the movie and sending the original T-800 back to 1984 as an act of desperation as they knew that their proverbial goose was cooked. Although, considering that this movie series is in a constant time loop, you would think for an artificial intelligence program like Skynet, they would figure out a way to win by now. Too true, sir.
I mean, listen.
1984, where Sarah Connor is already battle tested with a much more seasoned T-800 drive in where Biff is powerful and corrupt. So it's either cause and effect or multiverse theory with regards to the rules of time travel in this franchise. The inclusion of the T-1000 11 years before the events of T2 is another nice addition and a nice nod to what had gone before. However, like the original T-800, it's taken out way too quickly. The idea of turning John Connor heel where he becomes the antagonist, I'm of two minds about it. On the one hand, it does change the game, but it's also...
Where they gave it away in the fucking trailer.
True.
Please, Hollywood, you gotta stop doing that.
Yeah.
Gaming too.
Hi, Matt
Hi,
Smith.
Matt Smith.
Pops as the T-800 is referred to as...
He's doing much better in House of the Dragon.
They took what had been done in T2 by trying to make the
Don't ever do that again, Arnold.
results. Well, let's just put it down. I feel your pain, Madam President. I think someone needs to have a talk with Hollywood. T2 is an amazing movie, and it's still the measuring stick of how you do a definitive Terminator movie. But simply repeating the beats of that movie does not match the quality of it. For starters, T2 had a much better script where the effects complemented the writing and not vice versa. Which unfortunately is the way of Hollywood these days. Effects first, quality later, if at all. And the fact they changed it from 1997 to 2017 doesn't really make it better. Okay, it was set in the future that was 2017, this was released in 2015, but all you're doing is changing the year and not the same set pieces. Also, the writing gave Amelia Clark nothing to work with. The material that Linda Hamilton was presented in
So I felt for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Soldier that accepted help from those that she trusted.
Did Khaleesi dirty, man.
Yeah, we're not gonna do that. Even though I don't watch Game of
Well, they
Thrones.
did their dirty in two ways, but still.
Yeah, that was cool. I liked it there.
Mhm.
Wait, he was in Thunderbirds Go?
Yep.
Oh, okay. How many times did that bus roll over?
He is the Terminator. Considering that this was his first T movie since T3, he did portraying not only the original Terminator through voice work, but also Pops as the machine that raises Sarah in this alternate timeline. He's able to convey the physical mannerisms of the machine, acting with no emotion and attempting to portray human characteristics, courtesy of the awkward and disturbing smiles he puts on. Had this character been called someone else, I don't think the audience would have been as dismissive. Even when Linda Hamilton was a hardened soldier in T2, she wasn't this Polish.
Hey.
Yeah.
The problem with the character direction that Amelia was given was
Yeah, it made her very unlikable.
Yeah.
chosen. She chooses to disagree with it and try not to work through it. I think it's the fact that her dialogue seemed almost venomous.
Remember, folks, bitchy does not make you badass. It makes you a Karen.
This is another situation where the character...
Jai Courtney. Oh, God.
But it's the fact that Jai was playing a character that someone had played better 31 years before this flick, and I think had audiences...
You're better as Captain Boomerang. There, I said it.
Was about to mention that.
But I just didn't believe in his performance as Kyle. Kyle was someone who was adaptive and took control of the situation, and here he is having every...
Even Anton Yelchin, God rest his soul, did okay as how he
He did.
Civil with her, and he was fighting a losing battle. Now here's a guy who knows how to do duality. You believe in his performance as the leader of the resistance in wanting to save humanity, and he's very convincing as a stone-cold menacing antagonist that does a 180 in wanting to stamp out humanity that he was fighting for. What I find rewarding about his performance is the scene where he manages to fool Sarah and Kyle, where Pops enters the parking lot and shows that he was now half man, half machine. The 11th Doctor in the Doctor Who franchise, and he's given little to nothing to do in this movie. I think had his screen presence been given...
Which is a crying shame.
Yeah, how dare you? You never waste Matt Smith.
Even though in Morbius, I thought he was pretty funny. I can't hold you.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I'll give credit to that movie.
Yeah.
Moving Picture Company, Industrial Light and Magic, Lola VFX, One of Us, and Method Studios were all brought in to cover the visual effects for this movie. The painstaking lengths they went to recreate Arnold's likeness from 1984 is probably the most impressive work I've seen with CG in recent years. While from these comparisons you can see that it's still off and in that uncanny valley area, it's still
Yeah.
removed from some of the badly aged de-aging results as seen of Jeff Bridges from
Kill it with fire.
Yeesh.
these days.
No.
Yikes, I forgot about that.
Deepfake it without it costing millions, since that software is available for
Yeah,
free.
deepfake is better.
Sure, it still has
Yeah.
some flaws, but compared to the cringe-worthy de-aging
I wish Hollywood did do more of that.
It's leagues above it. It took 20
Yeah.
hours to render one frame for the T3000 because of the complex animation of tiny nanobites. So it's fair to say that effects are one of the very few things that excelled. Although at this point in the series, anything post-Terminator 2 is kind of par for the course.
True.
Anything that's not named Sarah Connor Chronicles.
Exactly.
Say what we will about T3 and Salvation, but at the very least, they had decent scores. It's the same for here. The music is intense when it needs to be, and
Yeah, true.
contemplative and reflective when the movie gives the audience a chance to breathe. And of course, no Terminator movie is complete without Brad Fiedel's iconic score as a nod to the past and the future. It's like having a Rocky movie without the motivational Rocky score when he goes to train. You can't do a Terminator movie without the signature theme. Genesis grossed a profit of $440.6 million against a budget of $155 to $158 million. In 2022, it would be worth $523 million. $50 to $100 million was spent on the marketing, which, according to Bloomberg Business, the movie would have had to have made $450 million just to break even. Oops. Mark Cooper of the Observer
Yikes.
described it as marginally better than Terminator Rise of the Machines or Terminator Salvation, but still light years short of either The Terminator or Terminator 2, considering it utterly unnecessary, if occasionally entertaining. He added, Cameron's original 80s production run rip-roaring rewards from a small script and small budget, but this bloated, smash-crashing behemoth lacks the raw reversal wit that turned the action of 91's T2 into something more than mere spectacle. James Cameron had initially supported the movie, but after the performance in 2017, he withdrew his statement and only said so because of his friendship with Arnold. Emilia Clarke was relieved that there would be no sequels due to the movie's less than impressive run at the box office. She even alluded to the fact that Alan Taylor's time on the movie was just as bad. He was eaten and chewed up on Terminator. He was not a director, I remembered. He didn't have a good time. No one had a good time. There were reports that the TV series was linked into a new trilogy of movies of which
Hey,
Genesis
glad you said that. Glad you said what we all would say.
The rights of the series reverted back to James Cameron, in which the world was given Terminator Dark Fate, which was also met with mixed to negative reviews.
We done.
Enjoyed since 2015 on DVD, Blu-ray, and 4K. I'm MG Knight, and I'll be back. Seriously?
Those air quotes weren't big enough, MJ.
I think that this movie series being in a constant time loop that... Shut up.
That was my phone.
I'll be back. I'll be back. Really? Again? I'll be back. Really? Again? You're not paying me enough for the
Burger King.
Like Danny Glover, I'm getting too old for this My muscles, they aren't what they used to be. I'm gonna do this. Sorry, lads. She knows what's coming.
Hey, Come with me if you want hot spicy
No!
Seriously, folks, avoid.
Wait for it. She gets it.
Oh no. Oh, good lord. Good review, but damn, that movie was terrible.
But that's nothing compared to what awaits us in the mere moments.
Oh, sorry.
I can still recall people talking about Genesis at work.
It's like I say, there are some clever ideas with Genesis, like the idea of redoing 1984 from a different perspective and playing out a possible different outcome.
Thank you.
You know, I actually welcomed that idea, but it's like, let's do Judgment again, lol. And I'm like, are you for real?
Sorry, but no. Just no.
The idea of a season T800 versus the original T800 for all intents and purposes, I like that idea. But you know, the rest of the elements, no, just no.
Yeah.
So Stephen, thoughts on Genesis 7 years on, and thoughts on the review?
In terms of Genesis, I'm gonna have to say Mulligan. I never saw the movie.
Fair enough.
But once again, a very well constructed review.
Same question to our own resident Raidinator.
Really good. I like the whole ad libs. I like how you added that, you know, a lot of the people behind it was the worst movie they ever had. So like, yeah, that was really well done. I remember watching it bootleg, watching it at not in the theaters, but when it got on video, blah blah blah. Action scenes were good, but I felt like the whole movie itself was kind of eh. And this was the first time I ever heard of Emilia Clarke, and I don't know, that Sarah Connor performance to me was just so bitchy. The type of stuff that's a major turnoff when it comes to watching heroines. Like, you don't have to be tough all the time; you can be vulnerable, stuff like that. But
Absolutely.
yeah, whole review was really good.
And last, and certainly never least, Madam President, same questions.
I mean, I have to agree with the points that have been made here, because, again, the movie was technically fine. Just that, again, the writing was, again, you can have the best effects in the world, but if you don't have a story to tell, or if you can't, like, put a trajectory on what story you want to tell, you have an issue.
Oh, yeah.
Like, just, again, like I said with Daniel Craig, it's not the actor's fault that you get a shitty movie. It's the writing that gives you a shitty movie. If the actor's not going to want to put hard work if the material's bad. Like with Sarah Connor, again, if it could have worked if the character was balanced. You didn't have to, like, go balls to the wall bitchy, because, again, there's a difference between tough and being a complete biatch. I'm sorry, because, again, you're crossing into different borderlines of Karen there, because I'm sorry. I said it. I'm sorry, but it's the truth. Because, again, Sarah Connor in T2, badass. Sarah Connor in this movie, may I speak to your manager? I'm sorry. Just, no. And then, like, you had Jai Courtney in there. Unless he's playing Captain Boomerang, you're not gonna get anything good from Jai Courtney. I'm sorry. His first few minutes in the Suicide Squad, spoilers for that movie, were better than freaking this movie. I'm sorry. Again, and you wasted Matt Smith. You don't waste Matt Smith, for Pete's sake.
No, you do not.
No! No! That's just a crime in itself. At least Morbius made it funny. Come on! I know he's a robot, but, like, you know what would have worked? When he did his performance as the Doctor possessed by the Cybermen. That was a good Skynet! Right there! You had it! But you ruined it! Again, actor, you get good performance. If the writing's shit, you're not getting anything you want. I'm sorry. Just, no. But again, Hollywood's got a Hollywood. As long as it doesn't get any worse, right? Hey?
Well,
tugging at my collar.
And to pull a Raiden, damn.
Yeah.
Oh well. We're about to rip off the last Band-Aid, and this is the closing review until further notice, because Hollywood be Hollywood. They'll find a way to have Terminator 7. And Ray's like, shh, bruh. Mm-mm.
No.
No.
No. Consider that idea terminated.
Consider it a divorce. Oh wait, wrong movie franchise.
Well, I'm about to put that link in the chat for them to see. Folks, this is the last one. And for context, I actually had to get this one looked over because of the controversies in media in recent times of gender and ethnicity swapping with characters. I actually had to get second opinions because I do touch upon this, but I wanted to, be sure that I had covered it constructively and objectively down the middle, so it doesn't look like I'm being, unnecessarily aggressive. I am actually trying to make a constructive point with this, and from out of the 2 or 4 people that have seen this, they've said, no, you came in and did this just fine. I did send this to Kaiju, but in hindsight, and I didn't know this beforehand, he's really busy at the moment, so not gonna hold that against him. Okay, I am at 0.
I'm at 0.
So am I.
Same.
It's the last one. 3, 2, 1, begin. Ugh.
It begins.
It's the last one in this series, so let's just get this over with.
Yes.
There are some clever ideas in this. Ugh.
Oh boy.
Why?
Oh dear Clay.
Again. Oh, good lord, when will you people learn? T2 was an amazing movie. The visual effects
It won't. That's the problem.
along with the movie still hold up very strong.
Especially with that alternate ending.
Exactly.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's how it should have ended.
Yes.
Guarantees that it's going to be a hit. It's just rinse and repeat. So, the MCU in general. You know I'm right.
Ah!
Mhm.
Taking John Connor out just to replace him with a female leader of mankind. I didn't want to go there, but now we're going to. Let me preface this. My issue is not with the idea of a strong female protagonist, a leader figure that will lead humanity to victory. No. If they had taken the character of Dani and dropped her into an original franchise where it was inspired by Terminator and its own world building with a great story how she would lead humanity to victory, not a problem. My problem is that you kill off a character while he was still a child, I might add, whom the franchise is solely built around. No John Connor, no franchise. It's that simple. Change my mind. And according to Tim Miller, John wanted to cut the ways others saved. I disagree. No John, no Terminator.
No. No.
And that's just me face palming right now.
The action scenes feel very Terminator 2 with how intense the chases are from Rev 9, and I will admit the action scenes were well coordinated. The idea of the Rev 9 is innovative, taking all the best elements of the
Okay, yeah, the Rev 9 did look cool, but it's just.
then added that it could replicate itself and then have it reintegrate back into itself is thought-provoking as since it's using tech similar to nanotech.
How you doing, buddy?
Sarah's story is one of the best.
What the hell?
Yep.
What the fuck?
This is my first time seeing all this. So what is this?
I mean, the effects are cool, but what the fuck?
Terminator movie without the man himself, Arnold. In this, he almost feels like a secondary character, and to where he's just there to please the longtime fans. The idea of a 200
Excuse me.
is an interesting concept, as we'd seen the cyborg learn human behavior before on the model from TNT, where he would try to mimic human characteristics before to awkward results.
Ah.
Dialogue with explicitness. The key is subtlety. You heard the umpteenth F-bomb, it gets old at viewers' appeal. Long story short, Terminator 4 Salvation has been dethroned as the worst Terminator movie. Here's your winner, and new awful Terminator movie, Dark Fate. Yep.
Yeah.
Damn.
From the way everything is, yeah.
And I honestly, I like Mackenzie Davis, but what the hell?
It's just the material she's given comes off as whiny and preachy whenever she decides to clap back with Sarah. But this
This character could have worked, but yeah, they.
A lot of fans took exception.
Oh, here's where old hater character lives.
Oh boy.
Sunday Night Live's own awesome video who expressed their own views.
Oh no.
Oh
no.
Oh no.
I like this.
dropped a better pipe bomb than CM Punk. Oh yeah, that's right. I said it.
You're not wrong.
Oh my god, that was great.
You weren't wrong there.
Why does this remind me of Halo, the TV series?
Oh, don't get me started on Halo. Oh god, no.
Yeah. I'll talk about my translations after the video.
Oh god, and they named him Carl. I find it funny that the excuse they had for like not for his wife not having physical interaction with him is because she's older and she doesn't want to have any more kids. Oh, and you wasted Gabriel Luna. Why would you do that? No, not cool, man. He was awesome as Ghost Rider, but why you do that?
Yeah, Robbie Reyes.
Yes.
Like a great best iteration of Ghost Rider by far.
Yes. I mean, don't get me wrong,
And then
Nicolas Cage was fun,
Oh.
but oh. Oh fuck. I would have liked to see what happened with the reading the script for Edward Furlong. It's like, cool, you guys are bringing me back, but wait, what? Mhm. Woo. You tried.
Effort was made, kind of.
There is your participation trophy. It's worth nothing.
It was effort. Miguel Diaz from Cobra Kai has more representation than this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not shocked.
Ooh.
Yep.
Ouch. Oh.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Facts. Oh, thank gosh.
What is it with them trying to set up new Terminator trilogies?
Yeah, can you not? Wait, what?
Anime.
What?
Okay, I'm kind of intrigued, but still.
Depends on who's making it.
Yeah. Okay, well,
You need Hulk hands for that. Ooh.
when's the last time you ever gave her a lower rating?
Probably not since Kickassia.
Oh no! Oh no!
That bad.
Yep.
Yikes!
Actually, good lord, no.
No!
Oh,
No!
dear.
No!
No.
No!
Don't give people out their ideas.
Oh! Oh my god!
Rise of the KWO. Because I remembered, I think it was in SKL 146 when we reported, Dark Fate was a flash in the pan, and I remember thinking, wait, didn't Lid say something about it? I'm like, okay, originally I thought, we interrupt this entertaining retrospective to give you a news report from Madam President. But then the other week I saw the NWO's first promo, and I'm like, oh, idea.
Oh no!
Oh yes.
And then a couple of weeks later, I'm like, so what's next? Only comes out as Hollywood Rokako. I'm like, yes, 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 yes.
Oh no!
And there's Red like, I need this. I need this now. But yeah, like I say, I had to go into this one somewhat a little bit objective because given how, particularly in the last few years, it's a bit of a hot topic in the negative context when you get TV series or a movie gender swap or swap somebody's ethnicity. You have to approach it extremely constructively and objectively, because in some areas when they do it, in the case of Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury, it works because first of all, he's a world class decent actor. So when you see him as Nick Fury, you look at him and think, that works. When they made Pidge female in Voltron Legendary Defender, it fit the story. But I think when, or another one, when they swapped the gender of the lawyer that Jessica Jones worked for in what was a Marvel Netflix series, because in the original comic, the lawyer was male. But even Razorfist commented on this, saying when they did the gender swap for the TV series, they actually wrote it to where it fit the story. It actually was organic. And the problem I think some studios go for is they think just by swapping a gender or an ethnicity, it's automatically going to work. It's like, no. If you're going to make that swap, make it feel organic and make it feel like where it honors what's gone before with previous iterations of the character, but it's done in a way whereby it's organic and it's not pandering. And in the case of Terminator Dark Fate, especially from Liz's point of view, she was not okay with that.
Oh no, again. The thing about that is, like, you could have done this without killing John Connor. Maybe you could have made Danny be one of his, like, either his generals or his lieutenants. That would have made a lot more sense. Or one other member of the Resistance. Why did she have to be the new savior of humanity? This doesn't make any sense.
No.
That just bothered me. I'm like, why are you going to kill off the reason that these movies exist, just so that you can fill some kind of narrative? Look, I understand that people want to make strong female characters. I'm on the boat with that. Give me that. But when you're doing stuff like this, or you're doing stuff with like I'm gonna go a bit of on a tangent here. The whole stuff that's going on with She-Hulk. I'm sorry. I'm one of the few people that isn't offended by the whole. The CGI doesn't really bother me, even though it's. But again, when you're starting to push an agenda, you're gonna get some people upset about that. I don't care what you're trying to push me. It's like, I don't care. Doesn't bother me any. I can just say no. But I don't know. It just bothers me when Hollywood wants to push an agenda when they don't believe it. When you may or may not have done some terrible things to people, men, women. Sorry, but when Hollywood wants to say one thing, but they're totally doing something else behind closed doors. Yeah, you have a problem there. No. You know better. Or at least some people are smart enough to recognize that. Not a lot of them are.
Yes.
Just, I don't get why you have to write try to write a strong female character like this. Where you make the person that goes back to try to save her a whiny little baby. I'm sorry, I like Mackenzie Grace, but again, it comes down to the writing. If you don't know what you're doing, you make this person whiny. And I will admit in Green that like some like upgrades and stuff like that would have had like kind of a mismatch and something like that, especially with someone like that character that had pre-existing medical conditions. That makes sense. But yeah, when your guardian needs insulin or needs something to survive, maybe you pick somebody else to send back. Just because she's a woman doesn't mean that a pre-existing condition isn't gonna be a problem there.
No.
I feel like the only person that was written consistently was the Terminator they sent back to kill Danny. Sorry, he was actually. If all these idiots hadn't gotten their shit together and their ducks in a row, he would have succeeded. I'm sorry, he would have.
Yep.
I don't know. It's just annoying.
So basically, making a female character bitchy. So Felicity from Arrow.
Oh.
Ouch.
Yeah. Listen, it's no secret that me and Liz hate this character. So after hearing your talk about that, it just brings me back to a certain dark time in my life watching that shit.
Oh no.
Damn.
Again, and this was written by this film was directed by the guy who directed Deadpool.
Oh, dear.
And I like that movie.
Me too. Like, to quote Mr. Wilson, that's just lazy writing.
Plus, with the whole killing of John Connor, shouldn't that have vast effects on the timeline?
Exactly.
The timeline shouldn't exist.
In the words of some call me Johnny on YouTube, time travel is bullshit.
The thing is, nobody knows exactly how time travel works until they do it. Until then, it's who knows what implications it could have.
And when somebody does it, we are all screwed.
Yep. Okay. So, Stephen, did you see Dark Fate? What are your thoughts on it today and thoughts on the review?
I avoided Dark Fate like the plague, and I'm pretty sure the money in my wallet is thanking me for that. And as for the movie itself, it suffers so many problems. It's just like, why did he immediately think going in this direction would be good for the franchise, considering it took in pretty much half the money that Genesis did before? What was that thinking? The review was very well done. Very good analysis on the whole situation.
Thank you.
Plus, great use of the archive audio.
It's like I said, I remembered Lids going off on that, and I'm like, this could be useful. Alright. To the Raidinator, same questions.
I ain't want to touch that movie with a 10-foot pole, bro. At the Genesis, and after seeing trailers, I heard that. I knew that shit was ass. After hearing what Liz had to say with that movie, ooh, you know, Tachi. Wanted to watch a Terminator style form of media. I go back to Sarah Connor Chronicles. For me, aside from the Terminator 2, it's still one of the most well done that the Terminator franchise has ever gone through. And unfortunately, got canceled, and that sucks because I feel like with all the characters, I picked up with everything that's going on. Like, if you're going to do a franchise, yeah, you like, from what I've heard, was Ghostbusters Afterlife. You know, you pay tribute to the old school, but you give something in with the new school. And unfortunately, from what I heard, Dark Fate, it didn't go so well.
No.
So, and I think you said it before, probably will find a way to bring that shit back, and it'll suck once again. Now, for the term anime, like Liz said, it depends on who's making it. So far, you know, some animes when it comes to like movies and all that, it can definitely work. I mean, it right now it's working with Cyberpunk Edge Runners on Netflix. I'm hearing really great reviews on them, which I'll check out. But yeah, I like how you were less enthusiastic with the review. It kind of reminds me of Dead Meat Shades that Janice talked about. I'll always know what you did last summer. He was monotone as hell. He didn't give a fuck. Like after he mentioned movies, like this movie fucking sucks, and he just went to the fucking.
No, I think he was less enthusiastic about Thanksgiving 3.
Oh, I heard about that.
Well,
I hate this movie.
Let's put it this way, dude. It'd be like if you were forced to be strapped down to forcibly review Superman 4. It'd be like, bruh, put me to sleep, please, no, not this movie.
Oh god, it would be like Clockwork Orange. Turn it off.
Coming up.
Yeah, but the review was great. It was hilarious. So it makes you not want to watch the film. So thank you for that. Also thank you Lydia as well.
Thank you.
I don't know if you noticed, you were right at the end of that pipe, Bob. You just went, damn.
Yeah. I think I remember that.
Yeah.
Because I think even Win came in later and, we summarized what had been going on. Even she's like, fuck that. Adorably blunt. That's how we love her. Madam President, do you have anything further to add? Or have you kind of...
I think my pipe bomb pretty much said everything it needed to, but I'll say for the record, I'm not against cultural use unless it's done properly. And Hollywood's been trying. They've been doing a little bit better on that, but I will say that I do stand by some of my statements in what I said. Don't try to placate to my race when you don't mean it. Don't try to not only identify my gender but my race if you don't mean it. If you're not doing something with it and you're just doing it to catch buzz, don't give it to me. I don't want it. Just I don't know. It's just that I do stand by what I said. I just don't want to go balls to the wall completely because again, that can get misconstrued and this will come back and bite me in the butt. So
fair enough.
I will say that I do stand by some of my statements, even though they were a little harsh, and I dropped some F-bombs there because again, I was that heated at that point. I was mad.
Hell, if anything, you were justified. So yeah.
Exactly. And the fact that this movie tanked at the box office and they were surprised, really?
Yeah.
Like, as you said, biggest failure in the Terminator franchise. It's like, and that's got some freaking contenders for failure. After T2, there were some stinkers, but this is where you fail. I'm just hoping that the franchise at least goes to bed for a while and just put that either franchise to bed or just leave it alone for a while before either people forget or they have a better script with it.
And also I don't want to be that guy to say this, but next time don't bring Arnold back. I mean this in the nicest way possible, but he's not getting any younger.
Yeah, he's getting a little long with it too.
Also, another great example. Look at I recently finished watching the recount of Curse of Chucky via Dead Meat.
Yeah.
I look at Don Mancini. He's been doing wonders with his own franchise, and it's turned into a series.
Exactly.
I like how much the stuff he was going to do for other movies, he recycled it to the movies he's currently doing. So it's I just wish people behind Terminator would do the same thing, just like they did with the Sarah Connor Chronicles. But like you said, Hollywood's going to Hollywood, so yeah, just let the franchise keep dormant at this point.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're gonna take
again. You could write a good Terminator series. Just like you can have somebody go back in time and protect John Connor's at least lieutenants or generals or part of his resistance force, because they're gonna have those people had either ancestors, and if those people get taken out, those people won't exist, and John Connor won't have a resistance. I don't think it's serious about those people instead of focusing on John Connor.
Even his guest appearance in Mortal Kombat 11, the Terminator had a better ending than Dark Fate.
Exactly. Thank you.
We're going to take a small break from the movie review previews because, oh Ford, what have you done?
Oh no, oh no, oh no.
They have revealed the new Ford Mustang and, well, I had something to say about it.
Oh dear.
Oh no.
2024 Mustang keeps manual and V8 adds pixels. As someone who's been a Mustang enthusiast since 2005 when the 5th generation of the pony car sported the iconic future retro look, which is the Mustang I want should a lottery jackpot come my way. Seriously, Lady Luck, do me a solid just this once. There is something about that car that has captivated a child and an adult's imagination as this symbol of freedom on the open road. Whether it's the iconic fastback of 1967, Eleanor from Gone in 60 Seconds, or to even the Kit Stang from Knight Rider SG, there is something about that car that draws people in. Now, I had some concerns with the 6th generation 7 years ago in 2015, but it steadily grew on me because, at the very least, it looked like a Mustang. But this? The only details I can see of Mustang is the badging, the tri-bar taillights, and some of the fog lights. Otherwise, this looks like the end result if Audi had a drunken relationship with a Jaguar and out-popped this. Folks, if you love this car, then good for you. No snark. Genuine, honest thoughts here. Good for you. But to me, this is the least looking Mustang in modern times since that monstrosity known as the Mach-E, or to Raiden, the Karen-mobile. The car would like to speak to the manager. And he's like, ugh. This looks too much like a European sports car and less like an American muscle car. That's the key term. American muscle car. The dashboard, I'm indifferent. It's very Knight Rider inspired with a digital display like that, but I think for Mustang, you need to be old school and have the dash with the instrumentation similar to a jet fighter cockpit. Hands-on, physical, and tangible. I don't hate this, but I'm not in love with it either. Lady and gentlemen, your thoughts on what they have presented with the next-gen pony car?
It's a nice-looking car, but... I'm not a car person, but it's like, I know what I like if I were to drive a car. This isn't worth my money. I'm sorry.
Ruby just said it. You're right. That looks nothing like a horse. Yeah, I don't know.
I want my battle armored pony.
Not for me. No, thank you.
I'll take the 05 any day.
Not bad. Not bad at all. It don't look too bad. I mean, I'll take it in toy form.
So like me, you'd rather have something a little bit more old school.
Half and half. I mean, I always do like the OG Ford Mustang, you know, so like, I don't know, it's just making it a little too futuristic for my liking, but I don't know. I do like the front of the car and all that. I mean, if anything, this screams the next Fast movie, so yeah.
Yeah, there is that. Okay. One other little subject I will touch upon very, very briefly. Hang on. Let's see. Okay. Something that I don't think we touched upon even last season. The Avengers 2012 has officially turned 10.
Wow.
Some decade ago, we saw the culmination of 4 years of build-up of 2 Iron Man movies, Captain America, Thor, and the very underrated Hulk reboot. At that time, Paramount Pictures, in conjunction with Marvel Studios, brought us the first major ensemble superhero team-up movie where it was proven that high-ranking superhero characters and their equal high-caliber actors could shine equally. I think some were still disappointed that Edward Norton would not reprise his role as Banner, but to give Ruffalo his due, he did well in his first outing. It's such a shame the character's been a joke in recent times. The Avengers went in with a very simple story with characters from different worlds and time, literally and figuratively, and it all came together to put Loki down. And probably sporting what will be the start of each Avengers sequel, like meme artists like, okay, pen to paper, what memes, what we're going to quote to make memes out of, and it's like, I understood that reference, or language. Because let's face it, when you watch an Avengers movie, you're only really watching for 2 key people, Iron Man and Captain America, because you see the sort of things that Rogers would say that someone from the 40s would say that doesn't understand how things were going in the 2010s, and Tony Snark, that'd be good for as a parody character. Tony Stark.
No, it's Tony Stank. Tony Stank.
with Stark just being the lovable rogue that he is, because even when you come up with something that's like, oh dude, that's so sad, it's like, and it's like, oh, you. I do feel like phase 1, in comparison to the phases that have gone on since, phase 1 was a much simpler amount of time to actually, if you were to sit down and watch the phase 1 as a marathon, you could probably get through phase 1 within 2 days. If you took necessary breaks and let everything soak in and what have you. But phase 2 and 3, you're there for weeks. And phase 4, which is not
I don't like phase 2, honestly, especially how we got possibly for me one of the best MCU movies in Winter Soldier.
Yes, I will agree with that.
A lot of people do like that one. I'm more partial to the first Captain America movie because it was actually an MCU movie that was being a period piece, and it's actually interesting to see a comic book movie that, while it is still a superhero movie, it's also a war movie. So that was interesting to sort of see that setup, and I loved the ambiance, especially the jazz they were playing in there. I mean, these days I'm all the way future funk, but I still got room in my heart for jazz because there's something about that genre. Steve, what are your thoughts on the first Avengers movie 10 years on?
For me, it was pretty much a big landmark thing because comic book movies were not seen as were very much solo pick, and then with the Avengers, that kind of broke the mold, as it were, and allowed for opened up many cinematic universes. Even though Universal did a similar thing with their monster movies, the idea hadn't been done with comic book movies. And kind of from there, it expanded out. I think Marvel's gamble really paid off for them in the end, to the point now where it's just every year we're getting a Marvel movie or something Marvel related.
Yeah, now it's just oversaturation. And ain't it funny?
Mm-hmm.
Ain't it funny? In the 10 years since we've had the first Avengers movies, we've had at least one more Iron Man sequel, 2 Captain America sequels, 3 Spider-Man movies, but we still can't get a sequel to Man of Steel. Damn it!
Even though half of that movie was annoying as hell.
Man of Steel is not without its flaws. I will grant you that, but Henry Cavill made the best of what he could, and I think he doesn't get enough credit as Superman.
Yeah.
I mean, Mike O'Toole is still Christopher Reeve simply because you look at the way he performs as that character, and it's just like, that's not an actor playing Superman, that's Supes. Whereas with Cavill, I feel like if he got given better material and actually had been given more movies to work with, we could actually still see him grow into that character, because you can see in his eyes he's yearning to do this, but it's just like, oh, let's do 5 more Batman movies, and I'm like, whoa, I love me some Batman, don't get me wrong, but overkill. And
as long as the sequels does much better than what we got this year, I get it. But yeah, I mean, listen, I'm not really the biggest Superman person, but he deserves more movies.
Oh yes.
Especially needs more, especially in the video game department. Like,
oh yeah.
Yeah, Gotham Knights coming out, and good for Suicide Squad finally getting their own game. But it'd be great if Rocksteady Studios, after they've done Suicide Squad games, we get a preview of the new Superman game. I mean, shit, Wonder Woman is coming out with her own video game. real soon.
Nice.
So why not soup?
Hmm.
So I understand that. Because come on, man, Superman is is the hope for the people.
Mm.
Yeah, he gets played out a lot, but still, you know how to write the man. He's flawless. You know what I mean? So I understand. And Henry Cavill Superman, I do like, especially in the Snyder cut. I mean, even
Mm.
though the original one, especially when the freaking Flash started running, and then just Superman's eye concept caught him, like, okay, that was good. That was really
Yeah. Oh, as far as Superman games go, we don't talk about Superman Returns. No.
good. Or Superman 64.
We don't talk about that either.
Yeah, just play that game one
No.
time, and that shit was hard to control.
Yeah, I got put off for life when I saw Darkness the Curse's review of it years ago, and I'm like, yeah, I'm done with this. And this was back in the good old early days of YouTube, back in 2008.
That seems like a very long time ago.
Yeah.
It's very, very unfortunate because from the commercial, it looked like it was going to be a good game until you play it.
Yep.
It was based on and it was based on one of the best animated Supermans we've ever gotten.
Yeah.
Get animated. I heard Batman the Animated Series completed an anniversary last couple weeks.
30 years. Damn. That's all I gotta say with regards to bats on that. Madam President, your thoughts on the first Avengers being 10?
Well, I do have a bit more of an attachment to it because, again, I was excited because the MCU was starting in its infancy, and then the fact that the director at the time was going to be Joss Whedon, and I was very excited because at the time, before we found out he's a total a-hole, I was excited because, again, I'm a big Buffy the Vampire Slayer fan. I'm a big fan of his work, again, before reasons. But I was very excited to see what he was going to do, and I was not disappointed. Again, like a lot of Whedon's work, it's got stuff where it's you gotta look at it with a fine-tooth comb because a lot of his misogyny's hidden in there somewhere. Just if you go looking for it, you'll be down a very deep rabbit hole. But this is the one movie that I actually saw twice in theaters, and
Same.
yeah, so again, I liked the movie for what it was at the time, and I'm glad that the movies have kind of evolved beyond this movie. It's Age of Ultron has its really big problems, but it's its positives and negatives are in a balance, so it's fine. It's a okay movie, but I am glad that the Russos took over and decided to make them better. Because again, Whedon's misogyny.
Yeah.
But again, it's I do have a good heavy attachment to those films, and I did enjoy them for when what they were at the time. But I understand that we have to evolve as people, and Whedon's stuck over here while we're trying to go over there. If you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But all in all, it's I like the films. I was actually excited for them at the time. The MCU being 10 years almost 20 years old. I want to say that, but I could be wrong. But it's long in the tooth. So I wish that it had ended in Endgame. That would have been a nice cap off, nice ending. But we gotta keep making movies and TV shows that some might be good, some might be hit and miss.
I think
That's me going off on a tangent, but I do still have a fondness for it, even though some cases it's I can't watch it without thinking about what the hell was going on behind the scenes. But what do I know? But I do enjoy the movies for what they were.
Okay. And of course, last but never least, the Cyber Raiden. Your thoughts on the Avengers 10 years on?
It's insane how much, the MCU has changed over the years. And, yeah, it's crazy how much these movies basically built up to this. From watching Iron Man, seeing Nick Fury for the first time about it, an initiative, I'm like, oh snap, we're doing this, okay. And then we finally get to it, and I feel like everything paid off. We finally get to see Hawkeye, played brilliantly by Jeremy Renner. I feel like with him, he's very underrated as
Very.
Like especially watching the Hawkeye show, which I thought was pretty good. Especially seeing Inkpen, that was wild. So yeah, whole movie itself was pretty good. A part of me was like, wait, where's Edward Norton? I thought I actually liked him as Banner,
Same.
and as Banner and Hulk, But oh no, I felt like with the movie itself, the action was great, the heart was great, and immediately capping Iron Man was going at it already, so we already know what that's going to turn out. Thor being very aloof, just being, yes, a god, but just being a dude bro in the most nicest way possible, like seriously.
Yeah.
But yeah, all in all, the movie itself, I don't usually go back to the Avengers as much, honestly. I mean, if anything, for me, I'm always an X-Men fan over Avengers, but for what it's worth, this movie still, in a sense, still stands the test of time in some instances. But yeah, still a good movie. Proud of it, even though MCU itself is not really doing pretty good. But hey, gotta go back to a renaissance.
I can only imagine what Pepper was whispering to Tony in his ear when he says, it's like, well, what do I get if you do? And his face lights up like, you can only imagine what she's like promising him. It's like, dude, that's got to be something really, really saucy for your face to light up like that, because Stark's face doesn't always light up. Also, and I'm just saying this purely for just for saying what was being said around that time. Some of the most comments I'd see on some YouTube videos in Pepper's opening scene, you'd see her walking across the screen, and all I'd see on the top comments is "dem legs."
Damn.
And to be fair to Gwyneth Paltrow, she is a very attractive woman. I feel like some of her roles are not necessarily something that some people go to see. Now, I've never seen Great Expectations, but I've heard she did well in that. I'm still floored me that she was in a relationship with Chris Martin at one stage. I'm like, wait, what? It's like that. I was a little taken aback by that, but as Pepper Potts, very understated, and she's that sober, no-nonsense common sense to Tony's over-the-top eccentricities. But it's like, I suppose in this context, imagine Oni is Tony Stark. Just go with me for this a moment, people. Imagine Oni with the Tony hair, and you have Lids as Pepper. Tony's like, I'm gonna buy TNA, honey. We discussed this before. Focus on your Iron Man project. Yes, dear. Sneaks off in the suit. Blowing up the impact zone. Lids comes at his rescue. Don't make me overpower your suit. And now there's only later. Right, fan artist, me in Iron Man suit. Yes.
Oh, please don't encourage that, please.
Alright. Now we've got enough time just for the last two mystery reviews. Do you want the first or the second?
Eeny, meeny, miny. Second.
Okie dokie. Alrighty then. Yep, it's popping up as it should.
Oh boy.
Well, you know.
Right, I'm at 0.
Waiting for my app to load. Oh, sorry.
Something to wake lids up. Eliza Dushku's going to play She-Hulk. I'm interested. I'm interested.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I'm awake.
Yeah. Don't, otherwise your movie might send her images again.
Oh no! Don't do that. Don't send me images, Ruby. Please no. Well, bad images. Send me nice ones.
I got a better one. John Moxley as Ghost Rider.
Ooh.
You have my attention. Danny Ketch.
Everyone at 0?
There.
Okay. Oh yeah, I probably should turn the jazz music off a second. Might get a bit confusing.
Might help.
Yep. In 3, 2, 1, play. Yeah, the retrospective openings are only for the first 4 reviews. Once it goes to the 5th, it's just the new one all the way.
Ah, cool.
Well, I felt it was time for a change. This is what the Sly Stallone movie should have been. Gritty, dark, fast-paced, and slick.
Oh, hell yeah!
Oh, let's go! Fucking go! Love this movie.
I have made the right choice.
You have.
Radiating from him. It's a good way of keeping a mysterious angle with Dredd with not revealing too much about the character's backstory. The next one you could look at as a pro and a con. It's clear from the budget of the movie that was going to be restricted in terms of where they could go to shoot. In a similar vein to 2016's Deadpool, where the location is very small in scale and that certain locations are reused. But at the same time, this is an asset to the movie as it has Dredd and Anderson in a cornered animal situation in which they have to use the surroundings to their advantage to gain the upper hand on the Mama Clan. Trying to say that with a straight face is next to near impossible. Trust me, Some have criticized
Yeah,
the
so
movie
did I.
not being so futuristic, save for Dredd's weaponry and his motorbike. But if I'm being honest here, given the gritty, derelict look of Megacity 1, I think the future aesthetics being toned down actually serves the movie better because then it's in line with the tone and direction of the movie. The inclusion of a narcotic drug where it slows down a person's perception as if time is moving at a heavily decreased rate is novel and it's trippy to see on screen, especially in 3D. Whereas the Stallone movie embraced the futuristic elements along with its campy tone, this stays true to the tone of the comics and it's just grit on grit. What can I say? It was a product of its time. One thing I feel that this movie does right is having some forms of levity. In that Dredd will say something that is amusing, but it doesn't derail the gritty tone.
How'd you get away with it?
You know how often we get a judge up in peace treaties? Well, you ain't got one now.
One great aspect about this movie, the helmet never came off once.
Nope.
This is an important element because even in the comics, if Dredd removed his helmet, there would be a censored or pixelated image covering his identity. I liken the idea of Dredd to that of Spider-Man. Other than his chin exposed, it can be anyone underneath that. Just like, without knowing that it's Peter Parker underneath the mask, Spidey can be anyone. While this movie serves as a great piece for Dredd himself, it also equally serves as a good character evolution for Cassandra Anderson. She starts out as a rookie judge, not being completely sure of herself and even questioning certain actions. In which one, she later regrets in shooting the father of a child. By the end of the movie, she's been battle-tested, hardened, gained confidence, and much more sure of herself. And this, folks, is what we call character development. In summary, for a 95-minute movie, you get what you need, and then some, for a character that was in dire need of some movie
Mm-hmm.
How he managed to see through that, I don't know.
Oh, so he's great as Billy Butcher in The Boys.
He is. He absolutely is.
He really worked on studying the character to knowing the law inside and out and to making his voice sound like a buzzsaw. One moment that sends a chill down people's spines is this.
Ooh, no.
So calm, composed,
Oh.
you can tell that this is a character you don't want to mess with. And it's a reminder. It's the quiet ones you gotta watch for. After so many years.
Yeah.
Where were the other drugs going?
So Robert De Niro once said,
I'll do whatever you say, sir.
"Do not shout." When you have someone like Dredd that's calm and composed, you know this is a guy you take seriously.
Mm-hmm.
He holds the power, sometimes
At least you can hear what he actually says.
in a weird
What
way,
he
this
does.
movie is told from her perspective. It's almost like seeing Dredd and this world from the audience's perspective. Kind of how Winston
Yeah.
Churchill represented the audience in Ghostbusters. Olivia gives a very honest and believable portrayal as a rookie judge being assessed by the best judge on the streets. She makes mistakes along the way and she learns and grows throughout the story. I've seen Lena perform well in other projects like the Sarah Connor Chronicles, where you buy her performance as Sarah Connor. In this, she acts like a too try-hard badass that we've seen from best performances such as Ripley from Aliens and Linda Hamilton from Terminator. She plays a stone-cold villain well, but it's not anything new. Had she been a little more subtle and played the role in the way
It was okay, but yeah, it wasn't nothing to write home about.
Yeah.
But her performance just comes off as
I mean, you could have put anybody in that role and they could have done a decent job. I'm sorry. You could have. No offense. No offense to Lena.
Considering the low budget of this movie, they spent their budget accordingly. The slow-mo scenes, while looking a little fake at some angles, do their job well. The practical effects do their job because, as mentioned before on here, it's very difficult to screw up practical effects in this day and age. One visual effect that I can only describe because it'd be too graphic to
Oh yeah, this shit gets graphic. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
head to melt. You think I'm kidding?
Ooh.
Watch this movie after this review, and then you'll know why. In fact, there are
Watch it 3 times. Love it.
where the visual effects
Still love it.
are way too graphic to put in this review. But then again, it's rated 18.
Hell, I heard the creator loves this.
He does. Paul Leonard Morgan was given the responsibility of composing the score for this picture, and he really helps to match the tone of the writing.
When a rated 18 movie actually means something.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Matching these psychedelic scenes of slow-mo, you have to be able to reflect the out-there trippiness. He had previously worked on 2011's Limitless, in which that movie was well received. The world of this movie is a very harsh, gritty atmosphere, and Paul captures this excellently. Despite the good review of this movie, it only took $41.5 million against a very
It's unfortunate it had a spot drop.
Yeah.
in 2022, that's where 51
I still want a sequel.
Same here.
Many people do.
Or an anime series on Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you look at freaking The Boys Diabolical, Carl Urban isn't above doing animation.
Of course.
Enjoyed his incredibly wry performance using little more than his gravelly imitation Clint Eastwood voice and his chin. IndieWire argued that with the film, he continues to distinguish himself as a versatile performer who turns mimicry into emotional meaning. Variety's Jeff Archer wrote, "The actor does a fine job embodying the more mythic qualities of Dredd as an upright law enforcer no lowlife would want to confront." Well, that and maybe Batman. Judge Dredd created a character who was critical of the 1995 movie, First of All, gave a positive review and said, quote, "I liked the movie. It was unlike the first film, a true representation of Judge Dredd. Carl Urban was a fine Dredd, and I'd be more than happy to see him in the follow-up. Olivia Thirlby excelled as Anderson. The character and storyline are pure Dredd. Fans have demanded a continuation for years. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
character. There have been talks of a Dread TV series with Urban in talks to star in it. The movie has been in
Yes,
theories since
gimme.
2012 on DVD, Blu-ray, and 4K. I'm MJ Knight, and this was Dread. Oh, hell no!
Yes.
And win the road as Lieutenant Lena Francine Castle. Judge. He will drop those
Yes. Oh my god. I love it. That was... Oh, God bless you, MJ. God bless you. Oh. That was good. Oh, wow. Oh, man.
I thought that might get a laugh.
Nicely done, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Stephen, thoughts on Dread 10 years later and thoughts on the review and Raiden's first starring role?
I unfortunately never was able to see Dread, but it's definitely one I'm gonna have to track down.
You should.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great reviewers, as you always are able to do, especially with that mock trailer at the end.
Madam President, same questions.
That was a really great review, and I did enjoy the ending. That was fun. And again, I have to agree with your thoughts. I wish there was a continuation of this film. I wish it done better than it did, which is kind of a crime. Which again needs to have Judge Dredd deal with that.
Yeah.
All Urban, get on there, freaking get on those producers. But yeah, but it was a really great movie, and it was a really awesome review. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Last but never least, Judge Slander himself.
What can I say? I mean, I said it before in the review. I really love this movie. I think I watched it like once or twice. Anytime it's on. I mean, I'm not really a big Judge Dredd guy, but I've heard stories on how much of a badass he was in the comics. And I saw it for the first time when they used LaRue's In for the Kill. Like, okay, I'm in. Watched the movie the first time, and I immediately love it. I definitely remember way back then it was compared to one of my other all-time favorite movies, The Raid Redemption, because it has, a lot of its similarities. Like, you have cops entering a corrupted building. They gotta get out alive in order to escape. So yeah, I still prefer the Raid Redemption over this movie, but still, for what it's worth, it's a really great representation of the character itself. Olivia Thirlby as Judge Aniston, you constantly want to root for. It's not they don't like make her a uber tough girl. Like, listen, you can make your female characters a little vulnerable and let her rise up. Like, here's a really good example. Amber Midthunder as Naru in Prey. I mean, you see her character for the first time, and she wants to be a a warrior, a hunter, but she kind of sucks at that, so she keeps constantly training, and then you have this threat in the predator, which tests her limits. So you can say the same thing about Anderson, about this whole thing on becoming a judge. So that's good character development itself. I do agree with you. Lena Headey as Mama was pretty weak as a villain. Just in a sense, it was a little bit too try hard like, but that doesn't really hurt the movie itself. And what can I say about Judge and Carl Urban Judge Dredd? He's in a sense he's basically a chameleon when it comes to these rules. So it's so different. I mean, with his as freaking Billy Butcher and the boys, he knows how to take a role and just bodies it. And being at the end, Judge Slander, that was really good. I enjoyed that very much. So yeah, that was good. So all in all, great.
No worries. We're just gonna wait on Liz a second, and then we'll get to the last mystery review because of the health problems I had towards the end of the 17th season of Real Features. I wanted to get ahead of myself for a change. What with being injured, courtesy of my ribs, and then coming down with a virus around early April, I wasn't able to get Titanic done for the anniversary of the sinking at the time. So now Titanic is being moved to November to be more in line with the 25th anniversary of James Cameron's movie. So the only thing you're going to notice with the quality of the audio and the visuals for that review, it's going to be more in line with last season, but because they'd already been shot and filmed, it's like I didn't see the need to go back and refilm and revoice everything. It's just like, we'll just take what we have and just say, look, this was filmed back in March, let's just leave it at that. Right. I'm at 0.
Hold on.
I'm at 0.
Same here.
Same.
3, 2, 1, play. And this is what awaits them tomorrow. That brings us to the main plot of the movie, being the act of avenging Peter for his death by Dina. When one of your own is taken, it never sits right with you. Toby looks out for his crew as they would for him. They're a family, and that really shows with the lengths that they go to for him, with Maverick being the eye in the sky, with Beastie and Finn being road support. Speaking of Finn, if you want to know one way of quitting your job so that you can never go back, well,
Oh.
Oh!
Yeah.
Have to talk about what is an equal star of the movie, the modified 2014 Ford Mustang. As someone who's a Mustang enthusiast,
Oh, that's a beaut.
this car Yep. performance is nothing short of
Mhm.
excellent, and the chase scenes are well planned to where it feels like the video game is jumping to the big screen. The biggest ouch for me was when it's wrecked and you know that the hero car of the movie is not going to be competing in the Daily O. As to how she would have fared is something better left up to the racing experts. But that said, it would have been interesting to see. And then to see the debut of the 2015 Ford Mustang, the sixth generation of the pony car at the end of the movie, was great. To summarize, I feel like this was a nice competition piece for Fast and Furious. While the latter has been around for 14 years at this point, it was refreshing to see a car movie that was more focused on cars and racing and not the Avengers.
So it looks like it did
Because,
feel like a
let's be honest with
parody.
ourselves here, folks, if we wear
Yeah.
distractions of that franchise from what it had become, it was far removed from street racing and basically became Iron Man and Captain America in muscle and tuner cars. It would be interesting to see Iron Man with a Mustang. This guy knows how to emote. Aaron plays the stoic Toby Marshall well, relying more on his actions rather than dialogue, and especially the non-verbal acting he conveys through his eyes. Especially when he's looking at Dino before the Daily Own begins, and he's basically saying, "I'm going to end you," before even uttering a line of dialogue. He plays well off his crew of castmates and Imogen Poots. There seems to be a common theme in Hollywood at the moment that someone likes to dial A for when they need a heel. Shut up. Dracula Untold and the douche he now plays in Dino. Say what we will about the merits of his character, or lack of, he plays the suave, arrogant, and I'm better than you type to the letter. Right from the moment he steps
Hey, he's good as Howard Stark, though.
Yep. See him commit first-degree murder against Pete. There ain't no redemption for him. The love interest of Toby Marshall. I wasn't a fan of how she comes across as the stereotypical stuck-up posh English girl, as that trope and stereotype wore out its welcome about as quickly as the Rickroll. Which, by the way, people, is 2022. It's not cute anymore. Nope. Like that.
I feel like the song though.
They're still gonna do it, though.
The fact there is already chemistry does aid the story. Like Michael Keaton, Kid Cudi has a lot of charm and charisma and brings a lot of humor to the story whenever he's defending an onslaught of insults with regards to liar.
Oh yeah, he's great in X. He's in that movie.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
I love it.
As a member of Toby's crew, he feeds well off of Rami Malek with the camaraderie that they bring. Aside from being the technical IT wizard that looks at the logistics of the races and to how he quits his job to go aid Toby to enter the Daily O, he really doesn't get a lot to do, which is criminal when you consider that 4 years later he would put on an Oscar-winning performance as the late Freddie Mercury in Bohemian Rhapsody. Pure charisma. Every scene with Keaton is just a delight as the podcaster Monarch, a former race driver that created the Daily O, where a collection of drivers race for winner-takes-all of the cars that enter the race. Dakota really did Toby's old flame and the fiancée of Dino.
Wow, I barely recognize her.
Doing 50
Yeah.
which I'm sure a lot of people watch for her acting. What he said.
Ah!
Brother, and he looks up to Toby as his friend and older brother. What really aids the flick is the zero CG in this movie. Everything's done practically. And that's especially pleasing when you see them replicating Kit's turbo boost from Knight Rider. I think audiences appreciate when stunts and effects are done for real, as despite how good CG has gotten over the years, the trained eye can still tell the difference. So when you see the Mustang go through the punishment that it does, you know that it's authentic. So is the air rescue from Maverick. And it's painful when you see the car get wrecked near the third act.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Oh.
This reminds me of Tokyo Drift where they destroyed that beautiful Mazda.
Oh. That hurt. Really did.
Yeah.
So safe
Yeah.
to say, the effects were pleasing, and especially when you know that they were done.
Also not seeing the skyline in Too Fast and Furious.
Nathan First assumed the role of composer for this picture.
mean, it never got destroyed, but you don't see it again after that first race.
No.
Of which he co-directed the latter. I feel like his scores for the movie are what you'd expect from a video game soundtrack, but done in a way that it complements the movie score without it feeling too much like a video game. You know, it's always a struggle when you adapt a story from one media to the other and being able to tell it in another form while being respectful to where it came from. But this is something that Junkie XL excels at, see what I did there, with the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise. He's able to bring in subtle references to the original Mega Drive scores, but where it sounds epic, especially his take on the Green Hill Zone theme at the end of the first movie. Each score serves its purpose, from the death of Pete with the anguish and despair that Toby experiences, which enhances the scene along with Paul's great emoting, and the contemplative scenes where Toby's thinking about Pete on his journey to California and the various action scenes of car chases that really just put you in the game. Despite my positive critique of the movie, it did not fare as well as it would have cared for. On a budget of $66 million, it only took in $203 million at the box office, which, if you inflate it for 2022, it wouldn't fare that much better with it being worth $243 million. And as we all know, if you're below 300 mil, you're not a hit. Sorry. Michael Phillips of the Chicago Tribune had this to say. Paul has talent, though the actor's idea of simmering intensity in the context of Need for Speed comes off more like a serial killer in the making. Cooper, by contrast, seems to be having fun, displaying a dashingly sexy beast. He added, at its occasional best, the thrills of the film recall the delirious fun of the Fast and Furious franchise. There were plans of shooting the sequel in China, but nothing more has been said since 2014, leading many to presume that the project is cancelled. The movie has been enjoyed since 2014 on DVD and Blu-ray. I'm MJ Knight, and this was Need for Speed.
That's my thing.
Very
It was a
nice.
surprise.
Well, need a little something to fill in a couple of blanks that wouldn't have been for Terminator, so you know. And funny thing, this actually comes full circle because Need for Speed was the first movie I reviewed since rebooting real features from special features. So, like I say, journey's come full circle with that. And I'd wanted to take another look at Need for Speed for a while, but it was just like anything. It's just like other movies were being reviewed at the time, and when I decided to go into the 18th season, knowing that I was going to be starting off with multiple reviews just to get this one off to a decent start, because after Dark Fate this coming Thursday, it's just back to a month. It's just, like I say, it's just a little something just to get the gears rolling. And you know, a couple of people have been asking in the comments section of some other YouTube videos, like, it's like, are you still here, man? It's like, you've been gone for a while. And I'm like, there's a couple of reasons for that. One, I was planning to take the summer off anyway, because you know, with what happened with my health in March, April, being sidelined and only just managing to get the Spider-Man trilogy retrospective done, and Steve can attest to this, June to August was unbearable heat-wise. I couldn't get anything done. not even voiceovers.
It got to the point where there were actual heat. We got the first ever heat warning here in the UK.
Yeah.
And that's not a good sign.
No. So, I mean, right now, at just after 8 p.m. in the UK, it's actually down to 11 degrees Celsius, which for you guys is 52 Fahrenheit. This is actually the first time in a long time that the temperature has actually gotten down to something habitable. So if the summer had not been as intense as it was, theoretically I would have been 5 or 6 reviews in by now, but I had to wait for days where the heat wasn't so intense and where I could actually get the bulk of the voiceovers done. And with all the camera footage, all 4 reviews were shot within one afternoon. Because, and this is another reason, because of an awkward situation that happened while filming the Spider-Man reviews. I don't know whether neighbors were yelling because of me or because they were yelling of someone else. Not wanting to take the chance, I thought, right, here's what we do. We bring the filming schedule to a point where everyone's out at work, so that you can get on with it, it's done, so that when it gets to like the evening, you ain't gotta worry because you're not filming, you're not voiceovering, you can just get on with the editing at that point. Provided, of course, I was not sweating half of my body weight off, which probably a fair portion of us did during this summer, considering back in April I weighed 227 pounds. I'm actually now down to 209.
Nice.
Well, one of the things I've taken up, and a lot of other people can relate to this, when you get past the age range of 28 to 32, your metabolism basically gives you the double bird for most people. So what I do now is twice a week, slap the headset on, and I go for a power walk around the town for an hour plus. And there are some days where I have to change teas after a session like that because, well, let's just say both sides of the shirt end up going dark. We'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that. But, and I don't necessarily, well, I do these walks for my health and my fitness, but I refer to these power walks as the escape. Just for that 1 hour, it's me, the walk, and my music, and nothing else. I just escape, like, whatever problems there may be at work, problems in my personal life, problems with YouTube scheduling. It's just like, all of that for 1 hour, shut it out, and just listen to my music. And Raiden's heard a few of the Future Funk track numbers that I listened to, because I saw one GIF that he posted into the private chat. He's like, oh yeah, man, yeah, give me some of this, yeah, this good.
Oh yeah, groovy, very groovy.
Oh yeah, it I don't know what it is. I mean, some people go and say, you do know that most of the stuff's not in English, and I'm like, does it have to be in English just to be able to enjoy it? I mean,
right. For me, I listen to a lot of, I listen to a couple hip hop that has different language. Like me, I listen to a lot of Korean hip hop. So as long as the beat's right, as long as the flow's right, like, what does it matter?
I mean, another example, George Michael and Astrid Gilberto in '98 did a cover version of Desafinado, and it was completely in Portuguese. And I'm like, it's a damn good song. I know from one Spanish jazz singer that actually did an English cover. I know what the song is singing, but at the same time, I still appreciate what a song's delivering, even though the lyrics are in a different language. And most of the stuff I listen with Future Funk, it's in Japanese. But I find, and this is purely my perspective, I find with Japanese speaking vocals, they deliver something with their harmonies that you can't quite get in English. There's something very soothing and very harmonious, for want of a better expression. And whenever I go listening to like 3/4 of that, I'm like, I'm gone. I'm like, I'm good. Few key numbers I can recommend. I'm not going to pretend I know what certain Japanese text means in English, so I'm not even going to try. But there's this one by an artist that refers to themselves as Desire, and once the beat kicks in, it sounds like 70s 70s funk with a little bit of dance in there, and I'm like, oh, this speaks to me. I like this. Couple of great artists I can recommend. Night Tempo, real good one to go after. Especially the number he puts out called Endless Valentine. Tenma is a real good one. Kiss Me Nerdy Girl, that is actually an artist. That is actually the artist's handle and what have you. And Future Girlfriends, a really good one. If you ever get around to listening to Big Wave's Emotional Prism, and the first part of that song is actually what was used in the meme that was going around in 2020, the boys' locker room.
Oh no.
And
Oh boy.
it features Bully Maguire. I'm like, damn it, Toby! It's one of those, like, you stumble onto it this genre by pure accident, and I'm like, I need more of this. So, and then and getting back onto the topic, when I finally got round to like having those days where the temperature was cool enough, it was like, okay, you have a limited window, get in, write these, get the voiceovers done, get everything filmed. The editing and rendering, again, I waited for days where the temperature was much more accommodating, and then just got in, knuckled down, and just got on with it. And I think Need for Speed was actually completed about 21 days ago. So that's how long some of these have been waiting. It's just that with the last two Terminator reviews, and like I say, at this point, unless they're going to announce yet another Terminator reviews, like, this is where Broken Timelines sounds out. It's like, no. I went in to start this series off 2 years ago because I enjoyed the first two movies. Second more over the first, but I've still got a soft spot for the first movie for what it was trying to do with the very modest budget that it had. I wanted to chronicle, all the good, and it's just, unfortunately, as each sequel's gone on, it's just gotten worse and worse and worse, and I'm just glad with Dark Fate, like, no, this is where I get off. No more after that. And it's like, Arnold, love you, but please, no more. No more. You can't do this no more, man. I mean, if they're gonna use you like that, what's the point? I mean, it'd be like now, Rocky coming back for one more fight, and he's going up against Floyd Money Mayweather. It'd be like, dude, no, come on, you're better than this. Because Rocky 6, that was the perfect exit for him. That because, well, we're salty over Rocky 5 because we pretend that doesn't exist.
Could be worse, MJ. Could be Rocky versus Logan Paul.
Don't
No.
we've already got Logan Paul versus Roman Reigns.
No. Oh, that boy's gonna get beaten.
Well,
I'm gonna hear that.
so the bright side, at least he can wrestle.
Yeah, I'll give it. I hate to give the devil his due, but yeah, you can.
And on a lighter note, the day that we never thought would come, Vince McMahon has retired. No.
Yay!
He hasn't retired. It's like, Vinny, you're making us look bad. We demand your resignation. But resignation. Okay, I'll go. Good.
Bye now.
Bye. There's the door.
And there's Raiden probably like just behind closed doors like, yeah, I'm gonna put some Snoop Dogg on and I'm just gonna smile slanderously.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think had incidents not occurred with Wacky Mackey, they would eventually said, look, you gotta go. You gotta go.
It was getting bad in that place. Stuff like that had to be done.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at this point in the movie review series, y'all know that Sonic the Hedgehog is going to be the season closer because that's what people voted for back in spring. So I will be working on that probably around November time. October-wise, I'm keeping the cards close to the chest on this one. Titanic will come in for November because, well, like I say, I got everything already shot and voiceover. So it's like, let's just use what we have. You know, it's just going with that. So for the month plus 5 days that we got left of September, I'll be focusing on the Halloween reviews, and then Kaiju and I are going to try and work on the 15th anniversary for Transformers, but it depends on schedules aligning because you know, we all know he's busy at the moment, so we'll try to get it done, but I'm not making any promises at this point. And then after December, Real Features is not coming back until springtime next year because I've got something in mind for next year.
Oh.
And it'll come to fruition when it reaches June. That's all I'm going to say at this point. Not to draw this out longer than it should have done. Stephen, thoughts on Need for Speed? Did you watch it? And thoughts on the review?
Did not watch the film, but once again, a great review. Now, watching the review, I'm now curious about watching the movie myself.
Appreciate that. I'm surprised nobody picked up on the fact when the Mustang leaped over, I actually edited the Knight Rider theme.
I noticed that.
Sir Raiden?
Never watched the film because, you know, video game movies at that time wasn't doing too good, but from what I saw of highlights of the review, it looked pretty decent. So, gotta give people behind the credit. Because Need for Speed as a game is always different stories and all that, but I like how they made this their own, so I might check it out. Review itself really good, of course. About the great Mustang, you know. I feel your pain and how it was destroyed, like I said. After seeing Han's Mazda R7 in Tokyo Drift, oh god, that hurt my soul. I mean, at least I finally got one for myself, but still, another pain still there. Also, even though, you know, Fast Fast Nine or something like that. At least it was, Han takes his death, blah blah. It was like, but still, could have stayed this monster. But anyway, Ryu was really good. Like I said, makes me want to check the movie out. So yeah, good stuff.
Madam President?
I didn't get the chance to see this movie. It's again, I don't mind cars. It's just I'm not a big car aficionado, so it's like I probably wouldn't have enjoyed this movie. Oh well, then again, I might consider watching it now, hearing the review, because again, it doesn't look like the story was all that bad. So I don't know. I again, I'm not a car person. I don't play car games because again, they give me the worst anxiety. But I did enjoy the review. It was very informative. It was informative and funny, so I will give it that. So I did enjoy the review. That's all I'm gonna say because I can't really add anything that has been added to in the review itself. So yeah.
Yeah, there were certain bits I had to censor because Rami Malek did actually walk aside from aside from a pair of socks. He did actually walk his ass out of the building buck naked.
Oh my.
And Beastie, played by Rodriguez, who was also Sam Witwicky's roommate in Revenge of the Fallen.
I knew I recognized him.
That's why I put in the credits of what he had actually done previously. Even I don't think it was the character reactor. I think it was like the actor was like, "Dude, what the hell are you doing?" And the next scene is like, let's be clear on one thing. You're not using my underwear. I would have been like, oh, hell no, dude. You ain't... No, not happening. That's why I've had, like, Lids put the speech bubble. Hey, Finn, call me. And Odie say, Lids, when were you planning to tell me this? And it'd be like, well, excuse me, but aren't you always one drooling over Mickey James?
Mickey or Trish? He usually drools over either one of those.
I can imagine like, I'll be through a misstep. That's a good Oni. Good Oni. Here's your bop. Mm-hmm. Here's your bucket of popcorn. Ooh, popcorn. Yeah. The movie very underrated and underappreciated, considering, like I said, there's no CG in that movie whatsoever. It should have gotten at least one sequel, but hey, it's like, if it's not like a repeat movie from a specific brand, nobody seems to be interested. And here's the thing: those brand actors, time starts catching up with them eventually. You have to look at new things. I mean, Vin Diesel, as good as he is as Dom, he's getting older. I mean, that's why Fast 10 Part 1 and 2 is like, after that, that's it. They're not doing anymore. And not being funny, I feel like with Fast and Furious, it's one of those franchises, once it's done, don't try to continue nor remake it, because with the ban on gasoline vehicles coming up for 2030, how would you even do that? But as we found out this summer, not everybody wants electric vehicles. Because they have problems.
What I've heard.
Also, we don't talk about the Marquis Mustang or to Raiden, the Caramobile. It's like, ugh.
Oh yeah, I forgot what that looks like, and that's it.
You don't want to. The way I look at it is, a Mustang is American muscle. Not something Karen drives to pick up kids from soccer practice with. That's how I feel, and I'm not about to change it, because, put it this way, it'd be like replacing Arnold Schwarzenegger as the Terminator with David Spade.
Ew.
Oh dear.
Or, let's say... Let's say they make a biopic of Seal. Do something akin to Bohemian Rhapsody, but they get Kevin Hart to play him.
Oh my god.
Now, I like Kevin Hart, but you need a serious actor to do that, and he's not it. Also, I saw Double Toasted's review of Soul Plane. Oh my gosh.
Oh my lord.
There's some stuff in that movie. You could not do that today.
No, you cannot. Oh my god. As much as I've watched that movie so much, yeah. Oh Jesus.
Or the movie White Chicks. Oh my god.
Yes. Oh my lord. Oh, that's a cult classic of mine. I can't hold you. It made me like 1,000 miles off of this Carlton more. Terry Crews. Good lord.
I like how Corey says, and I'm having to paraphrase because he says some words that I'm not allowed to say. He'll go and say that, this guy's done this before with the way he's dancing in certain scenes.
Yes.
It's like, this man's done this before. But it's Terry Crews, what's not to like? Anyway, folks, I think long drawn tangents out enough. I'd like to think that's an improvement upon my part. This has been the 11th season opener for Sunday Night Live. We're back regularly scheduled time next week, and we'll go and announce this now, for Halloween Sunday, October 30 and November 6, we will be back at the classic SKL time of 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. UK time, because I actually have time off at that point. So just for those 2 weeks, we go back in at the old school time, but after that reverts back to 6 till 8, because this is the, as we had last year, because of work scheduling, this is the only way we could do Sunday Night Live on a Sunday where it meets everyone halfway, because if we had moved SKL to, say, a Tuesday or a Wednesday, then it would clash with what Madam President would be doing with Oni streams and subsequently her own live streams, which, by the way, go and follow her. Seriously, why haven't you done it? And yeah, that's basically it. So, until next week, I have been MJ Knight, saying good night from the night, and thank you for allowing us back onto your PCs, laptops, tablets, phones. Who knows, we may be voices in your head, just not like Randy Orton.
Good, no.
That's your cue to say your pieces, guys.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, right.
I'll go first. Go to twitch.tv/OniRikaku to subscribe to, follow him, subscribe to him. But you can also subscribe to me, because I've started streaming so go to twitch.tv/KitsuneRikaku, and you can watch some of my streams, because currently I'm playing some Pokemon. So
gotta catch them all.
for that one, yeah. So all in all, we'll see you guys next time.
I have been Steven, and though he may not be here, go and support Kaiju Noir by buying his comic book, Primal Warrior Draco Azul, issues 1, 2, and 3, now available on Amazon Kindle and Comixology for your reading pleasure.
I don't have anything else to plug, but I guess get us some reviews so we can do more cool stuff. We're trying to live rich lives without the pompous attitudes. So yeah, we're back, and see what we see. Be back, y'all.
Right, let's see, who can we go raid? I don't think we'll raid Bellarama TV, because she does pools, hot tubs, and what have you, and we're not PG, but we're not rated R, so we'll go raid the Little Lemon Bun, because she's playing Splatoon 3, and the girl's a sweetheart, say hi to her, she's just a great personality. Right. 2 viewers are ready. Just waiting for it to do its thing. Okay.
Knight, thank you for raiding. Hi MJ Knight, how are you doing? Good time spent, sorry. Different how's your stream? Our shout out feature's not really working right now. It says error. But thank you. My apartment is chaos.